continuing to look at and play with the architecture, arcana, the huge range of hormones that we have available to us. Oxytocin is a very lovely hormone. Oxytocin makes us feel loved. Interesting, isn't it? I say oxytocin and I put my hand on my heart because it's released by the thymus, it's released from the heart. Oxytocin really makes us feel loved. It's called the love hormone, although lots of the hormones are linked to love, dopamine and endorphins as well. Oxytocin, when we put our hand on our heart, we actually release oxytocin. We connect to ourselves. And an interesting thing, if you notice, if you feel anxious, you move back. You contract your heart. You close. And if you're telling a story about your heart or about yourself or you're promising something, you always will come here. Oxytocin is released through orgasm, interestingly. It's released through eating very good chocolate. So Cadbury's aren't allowed to call milk. What's it called? The Cadbury's milky thing. That's not allowed to be called chocolate because it hasn't got enough chocolate in it. Good chocolate releases endorphins and oxytocin, but we're looking at oxytocin right now. So when you put your hand on your heart, you release oxytocin. When you do open-hearted stretches, moving and shifting and relaxing all of this part of the body, you release oxytocin. But there's a very lovely thing I was taught a very long time ago. There's a very, very lovely thing, which is that if you ever use altars, you know, like an altar, you might have an altar in your house. I have altars around the house to different deities and goddesses. And on an altar, traditionally, it's said that the flame of the candle represents the connection to your soul. And here I go again, touching here. The soul is said to reside in your chest as a slowly turning blue or yellow diamond, gold light or blue light, depending which you relate to. This is said to be the soul. And our history and our story as we hold on to it creates a kind of dusty, sooty covering, which as we release the story and open the heart, this covering releases this phenomenal light that extrudes from us. We become radiant. When you light a candle and put the candle on your altar, that flame represents your soul. There I am, touching this part of me again. The flame represents the soul, and there's a very nice way to play with that, actually, as a way of coming into connection with yourself. So I'm going to play with my hands. This is my right hand. My right hand is going to become the saucer underneath my heart center. So the heart center's here. My heart is here, but my heart center's here. So this hand is going to come in as the saucer, and this hand is going to come in as the flame. So I'm bringing to my heart a candle. I'm connecting to my soul. And it's a very interesting experience because you can feel it. If you do it very gently, you can feel there's a very interesting contraction that comes. There's a sense of change in the center of the body. And this is a way of grounding and connecting to yourself. And you can sit and breathe in this position, very connected to the heart and very connected to this flame, and meditate on this flame. And from there, expanding out into oxytocin as a love hormone. To radiate love is the opposite of being anxious. It's a very lovely practice.